y'all? It's your favorite host, AybrielBTV, and today we are here with BDP Sounds. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's an excellent day, It's here.
All right, I'm excited to have you. I'm excited to dive into this conversation.
Oh, I'm ready for it too. Definitely, we got history. We talk about it all day.
Right, all day. And so tell me a little bit more about just kind of your story, like growing up, what motivated you to one, start out being a DJ and now just kind of create residual income? What was the thought process behind that?
Okay, for being a DJ, I started producing first. So I started producing like 2009 mainly. And I became a DJ because I was going out to clubs and parties and stuff and all that back in the day. Everybody know about Fusion and stuff.
Right. Oh, that used to be the spot.
The old,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That was like the teen party stuff, but it's like if you was there, you was meeting people like Rich Kids, maybe Jose Guapo,
Travis Porter,
right. Definitely. Like you was probably around that. So I'm like, hey, I'm making beats. This is where I need to be.
Exactly.
But I wound up liking being there a little too much. But I was like, let me make this pay for me some type of way. But the whole thing getting into DJing was like, well, I know how to make beats. And I always shout out DJ Red and DJ Youngster, because them the first two DJs I ever met in my life. And they from the east side and everything. But when I seen like some equipment at Best Buy, it was like, what, $100? You know what I'm saying? I just noticed what was on the turntable. But it's not even it's a controller really, but it was like very consumer grade.
Right.
But I knew that I could learn to work this because, I work on this all day. So I'm like, I know the terminology. Let's buy it and see, try to make it do what it do. And I started on it, took it to college, and I met a good friend by the name of DJ Udi and Jamie, your boy JJ the Kid. Let me verify that. That's the thing. But they got me right as a DJ. We was part of a group called So Fire Entertainment, and basically like they taught me how to DJ. They gave me all the skills I needed, and Florida was different. But I learned how to DJ in Florida,
right.
But the whole drive and the understanding of like I need to become a DJ, that happened at home.
Right,
because
here in Atlanta, right.
I could get in the club free if I'm a DJ, and I could go meet the artist and do all I need to do because I'm DJing, and then turning it into residual income, like passive income and stuff, is because like I don't plan on DJing my whole life.
Exactly, right.
This stuff is heavy. Okay, so I'm not trying to carry and pull up and all this stuff when I'm 60. Okay, I'm not trying to be doing that.
Right.
So I started trying to think of ways of trying to, how to make money while you sleeping, basically, because it's like, I can't do this for life.
Exactly.
So I just had to put some thought process to that, and I'm working on a lot of things right now.
So tell me more about your beats. I think that's actually really unique and different, that you can do a trade of everything. So tell us a little bit more about that, where people can find your beats at, and do you have beats for everybody?
Okay, now the beats, that's where it all started at. So it's a little complicated, like,
okay,
because people that I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my,
my craft, right?
Yeah, but the beats is where everything started, and it started as like a way of expression. Because I know music theory, I play instruments, I used to compose music, all this type of stuff, but I don't know, it's like a balance between like making stuff for the industry and then expressing your feelings.
Okay.
And it's like over this journey of time, I've been finding that balance. But when it comes to making beats, I try to make beats that people can hear and automatically think a certain message or a certain
That's
image,
what I was gonna say. Right.
And it's funny, now I have already been doing the singles. I got, a couple people I've reached out to that I'm, been in the studio with. But what's interesting is like when different people hear one beat, I love to see how they all come up with the same concept for the song. Like they all come up with something similar. So I'm like, that means what I was trying to,
the message, right?
Yeah,
all right.
When I was trying to translate music, y'all already got. Cool.
Right.
But I didn't have to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the power of music. So when I produce, I try to put a lot of myself into it. But then there's a thin line of putting so much of yourself where it's like, it's not what's on the radio. It's not what's popular. But then at the end of the day, I've met a lot of people deep into music and a lot of like professionals. They'll tell you like, it's all just about being honest in your expression. As long as you're honest in your expression, you'll be surprised who else can relate to it. So I try to keep it honest and just, if I'm feeling sad.
I was gonna say, so your emotions definitely have, like, that depends on the beats that you make.
Yeah, definitely. I know just because it's my craft, but I know all the beats that I make. So I'm actually sitting on like 500 plus beats.
Wow.
But I put out about 80, but I'm sitting on a lot over a long span of time. And it's like, I know where I was at mentally when I made certain things, and I laugh now. It's like reading a diary, and it's like years later.
Right, like I was in this mood, in this headspace, and now I'm in this, okay.
That's why this sounds like this now. And then it relates for somebody that I meet, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go to the studio and let's make this happen now. You know? So that's what I'm working on. But when it comes to the beat, sometimes I can be a little, like, I can't say odd or weird, but I'm not trying to sound like that guy or this guy. I'm trying to make sure I'm distinguishable, but then not too far obtuse that it's like, I don't like it. You know, so it's a thin line, and I've been learning that now over the past few years, and it's been kind of tough, but I like it. So I think now I got it. I'm about to release a new project. It's called Radioactive. So the reason why it's called Radioactive is because I'm trying to like make radio hits, you know, so.
I like that.
Yeah, and you know, it's all inspired by a lot of crazy stuff, but it's just a collection of beats. And the way the website works is there's a collection for every mood. So there's like a trap collection, there's like a trap groovy collection, there's like a trippy collection, there's an up north gritty collection, there's an R&B neo soul collection, and then there's the radioactive collection. Like, this is what you want if you're trying to make a club hit or a radio hit, you know, so.
So it's something for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. We met at Golden Glide. Like in high school, you used to DJ all of our parties. Y'all, them parties used to be lit. Tell me, just to see, like, when you were back in the day in high school to now, you know, you making major moves. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I mean, in high school, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was gifted, you know, God was blessing me, and I had a vehicle, so he had a car, you could get around and do anything. So I was always on the scene, I was doing promotions, I was, you know, going a lot of different places, but Golden Glide, everybody knows about Golden Glide if you're from
the city, right, I about to say, yeah.
You already know that, so, you know, like, I was just trying to do what I'm doing today. Like, I see people network, talk, you know, display myself and what I got going on, and it resulted into us being right here, right now. Years down the road. I think that's beautiful.
I think so too. Like, it's been at least about 15 years. About 15 years.
I'm say that.
I say, yeah, like, we get kind of old. Like, we get kind of old. Goodness. And so, what do you prefer? What is when you're DJing, what events do you prefer? Weddings? You like the club setting? What you thinking?
The club is cool because, like, in the club you get like the notoriety. People see you like, oh, I know him, and all that and everything. But then clubs don't come with the money. They really don't. So any DJ that sees this, you don't get paid really from the club. But my favorite hands down event as a DJ, just as a man, period, would be weddings. Okay, and why is that? Now, I love weddings for so many reasons, but since I've done a lot of weddings now, I found a new reason. But I'll just, you know, touch on some of the main reasons. The main reasons is you get paid good, you get to eat good, and you get to dress up one time. And I mean, for a single man, hey, weddings is always the best place to be at. Always the best place to be at. But I've never had any problems at a wedding. Like, weddings just be the best. The only thing you might, you know, have to do at a wedding is like pronouncing the bridal party's names. Right. Because they know you could talk on the microphone. It's like, okay. Now you gotta get that right. I know, it's like, it might be a 30, you know, people bridal party, and I'm like, that's ridiculous, but you gotta say all these names. Right. So, hey, just gonna roll with it, you know, but yeah, weddings by far are my most favorite event. I love weddings, definitely. And so you say you're the hottest DJ in Atlanta. You know, tell me what makes you stick out versus your competitors. Okay, well, I'm gonna be honest, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Hottest independent artist DJ in Atlanta. I like it. Okay. Definitely, because like, I used to didn't like doing artist events because artists sometimes can be like prima donnas, like, yo, you supposed to know me. Yeah, right. All that. It's like, I don't. You know, nice to meet you though. You know what I'm like, be humble, right? Yeah. So, but I didn't like dealing with artist events at first for that, but I got into DJing because I'm trying to meet more artists and you know, put the beats out to them and everything. But right now, at this point in my life, I can say I got the whole like artist DJ thing on lock. Like, there's nobody else. I mean, a lot of people done came to me and told me that you could go to many different places in the city and I guarantee you it's an artist there that know me and I know them, and it's like we have a good relationship because we connect and we talk and I play their music and I keep their music because music is really a big, you know, money making thing right now, especially in this time. Anybody can make money off of music. And I try to encourage all artists, because some of them come from hard backgrounds, some of them have kids, families, and everything, but it's like, you can do it. You don't have to be necessarily the most famous person. All you have to do is put it out there, and you can get a nice residual check every month from it. And I don't mind showing people that. So, yeah, I'm the hottest, you know, independent artist DJ in Atlanta right now. Like, if somebody rap or they sing, guarantee you, they know me.
Right. So, hey, I mean, I like it.
Because I always tell people, like, I don't care about you knowing my face or knowing who I am. I just want you to know the sound. Like, when you hear that little sound, these sounds the truth. Like, that's what everybody do. Like, people come to me and do that all the time. They know it. It's been the same for years. It's been the same. Like, since she was able to be picked up and put in the microphone and recorded, I've kept it for years. And I can't pick her up no more now. I'm telling you. She ain't got big. But, like, that's the sound.
Okay.
That's the sound.
We look out for that.
And then I try to incorporate other things. Like, I watched this movie one time, had I think Zac Efron in there. It's called We Are Your Friends. But it was a movie about him being a DJ. And like, an older DJ, more successful DJ told him he needed to find his sound. But it was more like EDM DJing and everything. And he found his sounds from working. Because he's working like construction. So he over here like the nail gun, and he just like, you know,
catchy.
Yeah, you know, he putting his sounds that he's hearing his life into his music. So I kind of do the same thing now. So if I DJ, like, I mean, a lot of DJs tell me that when they meet me, they like, man, your sound effects be on point.
Right.
You know, like, I bring a lot of Friday sounds, like Chris Tucker, you know this, man. Like, I bring a lot of stuff, like,
your own spice to it, right?
Yeah, so it's like, it's giving my sound its own character. So like, when I go somewhere and the song's on my sheet, you gonna hear Bernie Mac say, Lord have mercy, right behind me. Because it's funny, and people remember that. They remember that sound. So I just try to keep my sound, you know what I'm saying, legit and just to me. Don't nobody else sound like that. Don't nobody else have those type of sound effects. Right. So it characterizes the same songs that we all playing, basically. But you know BDP played it. This is BDP. You ain't gotta know my face. Just know the sound.
Right, you know the sound. And so anything that you want to tell your fans or viewers, just when they look at you, your story, your journey, anything you want to tell them?
Take a good listen, you know? Listen multiple times. Like, don't just let it pass you by. I put a lot of subliminal messages in the sound. I really do. And it's kind of like on some geek nerd type stuff, but this is what I do. This is my life. Right. I don't care about what you see. I don't care about how I look. I care about what you're listening to and what you're hearing, you know. And I kind of live by this little quote. I think it was Louis Armstrong. My band director told me it years ago, but it's like, you don't have to play loud to be heard. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. If somebody wants to hear you, they'll take the time to listen. So it's like,
I like that.
Yes, take the time to listen. That's it. That's all I want from you. Take the time to listen.
And so what's next for you in the future?
In the future, you know, I've been thinking about that. But what I'm trying to definitely push for is I'm pushing for getting my singles done, because I produce clearly. So I'm trying to play record producer. So I had to learn the difference when I went to school. I went to SAE. There's a difference between a producer and a record producer. Right. So a record producer pretty much is the person who's going to finance the production of this record. So that means this person is going to probably pay for studio time, this person is going to pay for the beat, this person is going to pay for the artist features, and everything's going to pay for the publishing, the marketing behind the whole product. Right. You know, so I'm like, okay, I'm in a position to do those things, and it's actually not that, you know, expensive, especially when you know avenues of how to market and how to promote, how to push stuff. I've been in clubs forever, so I know what to do now. Right. So I'm going to play a record producer role, and I'm going to start working on singles with all the great artists that I know. Because I know a lot of great artists, and I know some that ain't that great. But I don't mind dealing and working with people now, because at the same time, the same way a record label will view you as a dollar sign, you kind of got to understand that as well, because it's about passion and it's about music, but then we all got bills. So it's at the end of the day, I know how to monopolize it, and let's do that. So if I'm willing to invest into you, you know what I'm saying? At least I'm willing to invest in you. Unlike a record label, you know, they invest in you, but they want you to more so invest into them. Right?
Exactly. You gotta give some, right?
You gotta pay all that money back that you're making now. You know what I'm saying? When they give you your advances. So, but no, it's just I know you, handshake. Let's work, you know, let's do that. So that's my plan for the future. I'm gonna run that for about a good 3 years and see where I come out with that.
So really networking and putting other people on.
Basically, you know, just getting in studios. I got a couple studios that I know that's I trust and I feel they can give a good product. I mean, I could record people and do all that stuff myself, but I want everybody in my space. I'm
Right.
sorry, but it's just like, you know, we could go to somewhere else, outsource it. Like, this is a more professional, legit studio. I produce here. I do
Right.
DJ work here. I'm not recording people, so I go to somebody else who does that, and it's a time factor, you know. But I'll get you in the studio. We can do X, Y, and Z, and we can make a good hit, and it's going to be put out there legitimately and make the money from it. So that's the plan for the future, definitely for the next 3 years, definitely.
I love it. And so they find you at on social media. What's your website? Tell us some of that.
You can find me anywhere at BDP Sounds with the Z. I tell people it's Best Damn Producer,
Oh, I like that.
but it's really my initials, because in the club they be like DDT. I'm like, man, it's taking a long time. It's taking a long time for people to truly like get the name. Now, I mean, I have hats, I have shirts, they still sell them. I'm like, it's okay, you know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's fun. Thank you.